We're less than 5 months away from not just the biggest video game release ever, but what will easily be the biggest entertainment launch of all time. With a rumored billion-dollar budget and roughly 8 years of development, Rockstar is once again poised to create the most ambitious video game of all time with Grand Theft Auto 6. And despite the fact that there's been little to no information about the game over the past few years, millions have already placed pre-orders. So with excitement at an all-time high and the game right around the corner, now feels like the perfect time to speculate on what kind of content, features, and mechanics will be in the game. Before the trailers, screenshots, and 2022 leaks, arguably the biggest question surrounding the game was if it would be more realistic like Red Dead Redemption 2 or over the top like GTA 5. Based on the trailers, the story in GTA 6 will definitely have action-packed moments, but when you look at Rockstar's catalog since the beginning of the 7th generation, you'll notice a pattern. Outside of Grand Theft Auto 5, all of their games try to be as grounded as possible, from GTA 4 to Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, and Max Payne 3. There were a lot of players who had issues with how much RDR2 prioritized realism over accessible gameplay, and while I do think the story in GTA 6 will be a perfect blend of comedy, drama, and high-octane action, there's no doubt in my mind that Rockstar will attempt to make their most realistic game yet. Expect plenty of slow, detailed animations, grounded mechanics, and some of the smartest NPCs in gaming. In my opinion, realism in GTA 6 is going to be felt the most with cars, especially compared to Grand Theft Auto 5. Instead of being disposable means of transportation, cars will function like horses from RDR2. This means that limited inventory space will be returning, as you'll only be able to carry a handful of weapons on your character. Anything extra will have to be stored in the trunk of your car, from other guns and weapons, to healing items, tools, and even cases of beer. Not only that, but the cars will most likely return to the driving physics from GTA 4, which for those who are unfamiliar, cars in that game are noticeably heavier and harder to control at higher speeds compared to the more accessible driving in Grand Theft Auto 5. Not only would this make the game more realistic, but it would also encourage players to be careful drivers so that they actually respect their cars. Additionally, it seems like committing a Grand Theft Auto won't be as straightforward as it was in previous games. In the 2022 leaks, we got a list of different tools, and there were 2 that seemed to be for unlocking cars. One for higher end models, with the other being used for older vehicles. Does this mean you're going to have to perform a minigame now in order to steal a car? Maybe, and while I can see some getting annoyed with this mechanic, I do think it could lead to more intense gameplay moments, and overall, I think it would help ground the entire experience. Now, this next feature has yet to be seen in the leaks, trailers, or screenshots, so take it with a grain of salt, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a fuel system added to cars and other vehicles. It's something that the community has added to both GTA 4 and 5 through mods, and it honestly makes perfect sense for Rockstar to add. If they're aiming for realism and more ways for players to immerse themselves in the world, making them pull into a gas station every once in a while would be a great way to do that. What we have seen in the trailers and screenshots is that customization in GTA 6 will be on a level never seen before in a Rockstar game. When it comes to cars, it goes beyond the standard performance upgrades and visual changes that were seen in GTA 5. Now you'll be able to customize the interior as well, which was something added to Grand Theft Auto Online through the Lowriders update, and over the course of that game's lifetime, multiple shops were added across Los Santos that would offer unique upgrades and customization options. This will also be the case in GTA 6, as the Ultimate Edition has already revealed 2 different types of mod shops, one for off-road vehicles and the other for lowriders. Character customization will also be drastically expanded. One of the more disappointing aspects to me in GTA 5 was that you were pretty limited in how you could personalize each character outside of their outfits. Besides Franklin, Michael and Trevor only had a handful of different beards and haircuts between the 2 of them. But in the most recent batch of GTA 6 screenshots, there were several distinct looks for both Jason and Lucia. In fact, I counted 15 different hair and beard options between the 2 of them, and these are just bonuses for the Ultimate Edition. Imagine all the different ways you're going to be able to style both of them in just the base version of the game. That's without even mentioning all the different types of clothing, tattoos, and most notably, the makeup for Lucia, as she will be the first ever female protagonist in a Rockstar game. And before moving on, I do want to say that it's going to be interesting to see how tattoos function. Will their placement be predetermined like GTA 5 and San Andreas, or will you be able to freely place them anywhere on the bodies of Jason and Lucia? The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because there was a screenshot showing off the couple having matching tattoos. On Lucia, it was perfectly placed in the middle of her hand, whereas for Jason, it was noticeably off-centered. Weapon customization was also shown off in the screenshots, but all we've seen so far is different skins. GTA 5 added a bunch of different weapon options for the first time in the series, but for the most part, they were all pretty pointless, especially since there wasn't any recoil. However, RDR2 did add recoil to its guns, so this will likely return in GTA 6, which could make room for meaningful weapon options outside of cosmetics. I don't know about you, but in my opinion, the most immersive aspect of Rockstar games are the side activities they feature, and it looks like GTA 6 is going to have the longest list out of any of their open worlds. Two features that have pretty much been confirmed at this point to be returning are the fishing and hunting systems that were seen in Red Dead Redemption 2. For those who didn't play that game, RDR2 has some of the best hunting and fishing mechanics out of any game period, with some players spending hundreds of hours catching fish and skinning animals. The Grand Theft Auto series has historically had multiple sports to play in each of their games, and GTA 6 is going to be no different, from mini-golf making its first ever appearance to the return of pool, which hasn't been seen since GTA 4. It's also safe to assume that most of, if not all of the sports featured in Grand Theft Auto 5 will be returning, from tennis and golf to darts, triathlons, and multiple types of races. Many have also speculated that basketball will finally make its glorious return from San Andreas. There was a reliable leaker who tweeted that a basketball minigame was being developed by Rockstar Toronto before it was put on the chopping block at the end of 2023. However, we did get a screenshot in 2025 which seemingly shows main character Jason shooting some hoops with his friend Cal, so it looks like there's still hope for those who want to play basketball in Vice City. It also seems like cage fights are returning from the Ballad of Gay Tony, as Lucia was seen participating in one during Trailer 2. And there was also a screenshot showing Lucia practicing her punches in a gym. Speaking of, fans have desperately wanted the gym and bodyweight mechanics from San Andreas to make a return, and it finally looks like this is happening with GTA 6. Not only can we see Lucia in the gym in one of the screenshots, but in Trailer 2, Jason was prominently shown bench pressing on the beach. Not only that, but Rockstar did finally bring back the bodyweight system in Red Dead Redemption 2, although the changes were nowhere near as drastic compared to San Andreas. With the bodyweight system returning, that means restaurants and fast food locations will also come back after being absent in Grand Theft Auto 5. Burger Shot and Cluck and Bell were in GTA 4, with both only offering one thing to eat, whereas San Andreas had a third pizza location, with each restaurant having multiple food options. This was also something that returned in Red Dead Redemption 2, as there were multiple locations to sit down and eat, with most offering 2 different meals. RDR2 also featured 3 different types of gambling minigames, and I would be willing to bet that at least one of them will be returning. In the real world, clubbing is a huge cornerstone of Miami culture, and in GTA 6, Rockstar seems to be focusing a lot on Vice City's nightlife. We've already seen at least 3 different clubs between the trailers and screenshots, and one of the key characters in the story is an owner of a strip club. This is another aspect returning from the Ballad of Gay Tony, as clubbing was a main activity with plenty to do, from dancing to drinking, putting on a uniform and managing the club, as well as picking up girls. There's plenty of other activities that I haven't mentioned, so go to the comments and list some that you either hope or expect to see in GTA 6. And while you're at it, make sure to like and subscribe. The main campaign of GTA 6 is obviously inspired by the real-life Bonnie and Clyde, as Jason and Lucia look to explore the state of Leonida and make money wherever they can. With that in mind, I think it's safe to assume that there will be plenty of side jobs to partake in, obviously of the criminal nature, but I wouldn't put it past Rockstar to add normal, mundane work as well. Something that we've seen in both the trailers and leaks are robberies. In Trailer 1, we can see Jason and Lucia robbing a convenience store, which returns from GTA 5, and in the 2022 leaks, we saw them both robbing a diner. Also from those leaks, we got information on fences, which are buyers of illegal goods returning from RDR2. Now if you steal a car, you can't just go to Los Santos Customs and sell it. Instead, you have to travel to one of the many fences around the map. In San Andreas, you could rob homes at night in order to make money. This also returned in RDR2, and it will most likely return in GTA 6. Chinatown Wars is one of the most underrated games in the series, mainly because it released on the DS and PSP, but I'm bringing it up because that game features one of the most detailed and fleshed out drug dealing mechanics. There was a whole optional drug economy where you could buy products from suppliers and later sell it off for profit to people on the streets, and occasionally you could run into undercover cops where you then had to escape the police. I would love for a feature like this to return in GTA 6, however, I'm not banking on its inclusion. Most likely, the Hitman missions that were present in GTA 4 and 5 will also return, but outside of selling drugs and stolen goods, performing assassinations, and robbing, I can't envision any other illegal ways of making money outside of the main story. On the other hand, there are plenty of legal jobs I can see being added in GTA 6. For instance, San Andreas had multiple, mainly in the form of first responders like paramedics, firefighters, and police officers. Most of these did not return in GTA 4, however, you could still get into a cop car and track down some of the most wanted criminals in Liberty City. GTA 5 lacked any of the first responder side activities, however they did bring back the feature from San Andreas where you could get in a taxi cab and work as a driver, picking up NPCs and taking them to their destinations. I'm willing to bet that at least one of these jobs will return in GTA 6, and if I had to choose one, I would pick the vigilante missions that you can initiate by getting in a cop car. Rockstar could even add additional odd jobs, like delivery missions, but a side activity that I have always wanted for some reason is truck driving. When I was younger, I used to roleplay in GTA 5 with Trevor as a truck driver and just cruise on the highway in the northern part of the map, listening to Blaine County radio. But outside of crimes and jobs, there will most likely be passive ways to make money. GTA 5 added the stock market for the first time in the series, and while this feature had the potential to flesh out the world and economy, in my opinion, it fell pretty flat. I won't be surprised at all if the stock market doesn't return in GTA 6, but I do hope it comes back and that Rockstar tries to improve the mechanic. What I do expect to return in GTA 6 are businesses and properties. In GTA 5, you could purchase businesses that would earn you passive income at the end of every week, and you could even perform side missions to increase how much you got paid. Like the stock market, it felt a little undercooked, like it was thrown in at the last minute, but still this feature has a ton of potential, and I hope it's expanded upon in GTA 6. Finally, the last feature that I'll mention is one that fans have desperately wanted to return ever since San Andreas, and that's the ability to purchase houses. In GTA 4 and 5, you couldn't purchase new homes. However, over the course of those stories, you would unlock new safe houses. In GTA 4, Nico could get a penthouse depending on a story decision the player made. And over the course of GTA 5, Franklin would purchase a mansion in the hills, and Trevor would take over a strip club in Los Santos. In screenshots and trailers for GTA 6, Jason's starting house has been prominently shown, and like previous games, you may only be locked to certain safe houses depending on where you're at in the story. If Rockstar doesn't let you purchase houses, I wouldn't be that upset, as long as they add some form of customization to the safe houses we do have access to. Overall, I mentioned a lot of content, features, and mechanics in this video, but there's still plenty left on the table that I haven't discussed. From the wanted system, to RPG mechanics, Rockstar's controversial mission design, the main story, relationship meter between Jason and Lucia, hanging out with friends from GTA 4, and many more. So make sure to comment on the features you want to see in GTA 6 that I haven't mentioned, and let me know what you think about some of the things that I discussed. And if you're watching this video after November 19th, let me know how accurate some of my predictions were. If you're new to my channel, my name's Contrarian Jay, and if you haven't already, you should definitely consider subscribing. This video was a bit different from my usual content, so don't expect any more videos on GTA 6 until after the game's release. But if you're a fan of Rockstar games, you should definitely check out my retrospective on Bully, and in the future, you can expect me to cover San Andreas, GTA 4, and GTA 5 ahead of the greatest game of all time. Thank you for watching.